Welcome to the Unveiled Epic Echoes channel. Today, we're diving deep into an unexplored historical mystery. In the gentle hush of an early Appalachian morning in the year 1912, when mist curled around the mountains like drifting silk, and the forest seemed to breathe with the slow patience of ancient time, there lived a boy named Harrow who carried within him a secret no one on earth had ever imagined. A secret that would rewrite the forgotten stories buried deep beneath America's oldest landscapes. For quiet and observant with eyes the color of river clay. Discovered at the age of 12 that his breath held more than air. It held a door, a real shifting passage that opened only when the world grew still enough to listen. It happened first on a frost-touched dawn when he stepped outside his family's cabin to gather kindling, exhaling into the cold and watching the vapor bloom before him. But instead of fading into the morning, the cloud of breath lingered, swirling with a purpose that made him pause. And then, right before his startled eyes, it stretched and widened, reshaping itself into an oval outline that shimmered like moonlight trapped in glass. And though knew no ordinary breath could behave this way. Curiosity tugged at him stronger than fear ever could, drawing him forward until the center of the shimmering outline deepened into a soft, swirling darkness. When he reached out, expecting only mist, his fingers touched something cool and solid, like the surface of a stone wall buried underground. And the moment his skin met that impossible texture, the doorway pulsed gently as though recognizing him, welcoming him, and with a breath that trembled but did not falter, stepped through. He expected darkness, yet found himself standing in a vast, hidden chamber lit by a gentle amber glow radiating from stones embedded in the ceiling like stars caught in ancient rock. And before him lay carvings older than any he had seen in his father's books. Symbols resembling those of early mound-building civilizations long thought lost to time, though there was an elegance, a swirling language to them that suggested something even more ancient, something born before recorded memory. As walked deeper into the chamber, he felt a soft hum beneath his feet, a vibration like a heartbeat echoing through the earth. And he realized the chamber itself was alive with memory, holding stories pressed into its walls by people who had vanished long before settlers crossed the mountains. The glow brightened as he approached a stone dais carved with the image of a boy, not unlike himself, exhaling a swirling cloud that opened into a door, and beneath the image was an inscription written in that spiraling script, yet somehow understood it, as though the meaning had been waiting inside him all along. The breath remembers what the earth forgets. As he traced the carving with trembling fingers, a figure emerged from the far end of the chamber, not with footsteps but with a soft drift, as though shaped by the same glow that lit the room. And though it resembled a man, its features were smooth and shifting, as if made of mist and ancient memory. It spoke's name with a voice that sounded like wind through cedar branches, and told him that he belonged to a lineage of guardians who carried the memory of civilizations swallowed by time. Guardians who could open the hidden passages that connected the world of the living with the silent halls of forgotten history. Listened, heart steady but wide with wonder, as the figure revealed that many such chambers once existed beneath the American landscape, but only a few remained untouched, sealed behind doors that could open only with the breath of those chosen to remember. When asked why he, an ordinary boy from a quiet mountain hollow, had such a gift, the figure explained that the gift was not about power but presence, about the ability to listen to the earth itself, to sense its ancient stories and carry them forward so they would never be lost. Outside, the world was changing quickly, machines roaring across the land, cities rising like steel canyons, and with every passing year, humanity drifted further from the whispers of the old earth. But gentle, thoughtful was different. chosen not by blood but by the quiet steadiness of his spirit. Suddenly the chamber trembled, dust drifting from the ceiling as though the earth itself shivered, and the glowing figure warned that the doorway he had opened would not hold long, for the chambers were not meant to remain accessible to the living for more than brief moments, lest their memories overwhelm the minds that entered them. Nodded, feeling an instinctive understanding of the responsibility placed upon him, and he stepped back toward the place where he had entered, watching the amber glow dim as the doorway pulsed in anticipation. Before he left, the figure offered him one final truth. The door in his breath would appear again whenever history called for him, whenever a forgotten story needed a voice, and with a steadiness that surprised even himself, promised to answer its call. When he stepped back through the swirling outline, he found himself once again in the cold dawn outside his family's cabin, his breath vanishing into the morning like any ordinary puff of vapor. And though the woodpile still needed gathering and chores still waited inside, he knew his life had changed forever. In the years that followed, used his gift sparingly, opening the door only when he felt curiosity sharpen into a tug deep within his chest. And through these journeys, he uncovered remnants of cultures no textbook had ever recorded. Ceremonial circles buried beneath prairies, murals painted in hidden desert alcoves showing migrations no historian had traced, and stone tablets describing astronomical knowledge lost long before the first colonies were founded. Carried these memories carefully, releasing them into stories he told quietly, anonymously, ensuring they would travel beyond him and take root in the world, but never revealing the source of his knowledge, for the breath door remained a secret shared only between him and the ancient halls that trusted him. When he grew older, the door appeared less frequently, not from fatting power, but because the stories he guarded had found safe paths back into the world, whispered by teachers, researchers, explorers, and curious minds drawn to mysteries they couldn't explain. Lived a long life, gentle and quiet as the mountains that raised him, and though he never sought recognition, his legacy endured in the continued search for forgotten truths across the American landscape. A search fueled by the stories he had once released like seeds into the wind. And even now, long after Harrow's footsteps faded from the earth, some say that on certain mornings, when the air is cold enough to crystallize breath into shimmering mist, a door flickers open somewhere in the forests of Appalachia, waiting for the next quiet soul who listens more than he speaks, who feels the earth's old heartbeat beneath the soil, who carries within him the patience to remember what the world has forgotten. And when that soul exhales, the breath curves gently into a doorway, inviting him to step into the silent chambers where ancient history still waits to be awakened. This mysterious journey ends here, but stay tuned for more untold stories in our next video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new stories. Thank you, and see you again.